Hello, once again, Tony Aviles from Staten Island Slim Down, Staten Island Boot Camp, and Staten Island Personal Training. Speaking to you in a pool of sweat. Just finished the workout for the preparation of the Spartan race. So I'm just going to go over what the workout's going to be this week. It's going to be very similar to what you've been doing. We're going to make a couple of changes though. Monday, we're looking to see about doing a 2.5 mile run. Last week you did a 2 mile run. This week is going to be a 2.5 mile run. Alright? Then, tomorrow, you're going to do a 5 mile bike ride. Now, here's going to be the difference. Before you were doing the bike ride, then you were doing your strength training. This week, you're going to be doing your strength training first, and then the bike ride. And we're going to continue the same way you did before with the strength training, which means that you're going to be doing the same exercise for 2 rounds. The same exercises for 2 rounds. Now, last week you did 2 rounds. Why are you doing 2 rounds again? Because you were probably so tanked that you had to take breaks between those exercises. Well, now, because your stamina has increased, you'll probably be able to lessen the breaks or maybe even eliminate the breaks throughout the week. So that's going to be simply the workouts. You're going to do 2.5 mile ride, 2.5 mile run on Monday, and then 5 mile bike ride after you do your strength training. So it's Monday, Tuesday, and you're going to repeat the same thing. So then Wednesday, you should do 2.5 mile run, and then Thursday would be strength training first, 5 mile bike ride, and if you do the third phase of it, you'll be doing the same thing again. On Friday, you'll be doing your 2.5 mile run, and then on Saturday, you'll be doing strength training, and then your 5 mile bike ride, followed by Sunday off. Now, the volume is starting to increase. Unfortunately, at least for me, because I do not like volume training personally, but because of the voluminous content of the Spartan race, you're going to have to build that stamina up. That's why it's so important that we get these fundamental runs and rides in so you can build your stamina up, because there's going to be points during the run where you're going to feel that oxygen depletion in your body and you feel your lungs burning, and that's the point where you're going to start saying, I don't know if I can do this. Well, Henry Ford said it best. Whether you can or you can't, whatever you say, you're correct. But you have to build up that stamina. So important. And think about this in mind. There are very few of us who are doing this run simply because you want to run 8+ miles and jump over walls and climb on the barbed wire. You're doing it because you want to experience a breakthrough of sorts. There's something that happens to you when you complete something that you were not sure you were able to complete. So with each step, each pedal, each time you do an exercise, each repetition, keep that in mind. You're doing this for a breakthrough. And if you follow my advice and do everything I tell you to do, you're going to experience that breakthrough. A little word about nutrition and about your weight. Some of you may be doing this because you want to lose weight. Well, you might. You might not. You could be saying to yourself, how come I'm doing all this exercise and I'm not losing significant amounts of weight? Well, your appetite's going to adjust because the volume of the exercise that you're performing requires more energy. So don't be surprised if you feel the need to eat more, because you're training not for fat loss, even though you may be experiencing some fat loss. You're training for performance. So if you've heard about carb depletion or you experience that in the Slim Down, I'm not going to suggest that you carb deplete during this training, because carb depletion saps your energy. You're going to need your energy for this program. Alright, so if your weight doesn't shift too much, don't worry about it. Just follow the plan, and I guarantee that you'll experience your breakthrough. So I'm going to follow this with the video that goes over the exercises. Once again, remember, each time you perform the exercises, you're doing 2 rounds, and try to minimize the breaks in between those exercises. Stay focused. See you next week. And as always, remember, put your heart and soul in your goal.
Child, and don't cry. Just move on up toward your destination. Though you may find from time to time complication. Bite your lip and take the trip. Though there may be wet road ahead and you cannot slip, just move on up for peace to find. Into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind. So hush now, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Move on up and keep on wishing. Remember your dream is your only scheme, so keep on pushing. Take nothing less than the supreme best. Do not obey, you must be forsake, but you can pass the test. Just move on up to a greater day. With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely do it. Just move on up, move on up, we move on up, oh child, we just move on